This is a true story.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at fascinating facts about Zach Cregger's weapons. We'll need to touch upon a few spoilers, but we'll avoid talking about the ending.
We have a lot of emotional parents here.
Number 10. Magnolia parallels. Weapons is told from multiple perspectives, echoing two of Zach Cregger's creative inspirations.
I don't understand at all.
One was Jennifer Egan's Pulitzer Prize-winning episodic novel A Visit from the Goon Squad. The other was Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia, which is also an ensemble piece with interconnecting stories about people who are emotionally lost.
I have a situation that's just come up that's really pretty serious, and I don't know who to talk to or what I should do, but maybe you could put me in touch with somebody if I explain myself.
While Magnolia isn't a horror film, it is an epic, which Cregger aimed to produce. Cregger admired how Magnolia was, quote, totally proud to be an epic movie and to be a little bit messy.
And I cheated on her over and over and over again. Because I wanted to be a man, and I didn't want her to be a woman, you know.
He views weapons as, quote, an ancestor to Magnolia, which gave him license to, quote, think differently while writing it. Alden Ehrenreich's character is a direct homage to John C. Reilly, who similarly played a bumbling cop with a mustache in Magnolia.
How much you pick me for my help?
I think it's a little more complicated than that, little man.
Number 9. Fungi foreshadowing. Before Aunt Gladys pays a visit, Marcus and his husband sit down to a scrumptious hot dog supper that'll sadly go uneaten.
We're making hot dogs.
Hot dogs!
The two are also watching a documentary exploring cordyceps fungus, which you might have learned about through The Last of Us.
Yes, that's the usual response. Fungi seem harmless enough. Many species know otherwise, because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control.
Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, also known as zombie ant fungus, causes the insect to lose control of their muscles.
It forces her to clamp down in a death bite.
Although it manipulates their movements, the fungus doesn't control their brain per se, suggesting that the ants are still aware of their surroundings. This mirrors what happens to Marcus, as he's suddenly turned into a puppet parasite. It's unclear if Marcus is at all conscious while under this spell. If he is, his actions are even more devastating, with his final destination providing a release. Number 8. Funny moments were cut. Despite the grim subject matter, the film's wild sense of humor caught numerous viewers off guard. Of course, it's less surprising knowing that Zach Cregger previously made Barbarian and was a co-founder of The Whitest Kids You Know.
I want you to do it again. I want you to do it happier and with your mouth open.
What?
Yeah, happier and with your mouth open, okay?
While Cregger sought to blend genres, he understood that the comedy shouldn't overshadow the horror, especially if certain comedic moments didn't land the way he expected. Cregger said, quote, there's a lot of jokes that didn't make it into the movie that I thought were gonna be so funny. And then we did a test screening and nobody laughed, and I'm like, okay, it's gotta go. According to Cregger, there aren't many deleted scenes, just a few moments that slowed the pacing down and weren't necessary. Number 7. The significance of 2:17. When the clock struck 2:17 a.m., 17 children got out of bed, left their homes, and disappeared.
And they never came back.
Although Cregger claims 2:17 is a random number, there is an eerie parallel to the New Testament. One of the missing children is named Matthew. In the Gospel of Matthew, the 17th verse in the 2nd chapter discusses the massacre of the innocents.
Show me. Where did you go?
While not exactly the same, a massacre involving innocents does occur. In addition to Matthew 2:17, the number could be a reference to The Shining, which Cregger cited as one of his inspirations.
Maybe it was about Danny. Maybe it was about him.
Although changed to Room 237 for Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation, true Shining fans know the original number in Stephen King's novel was 217. This can't be a coincidence, right? Number 6. Amy Madigan was cast on the spot. Amy Madigan might have seemed like an unusual choice to play Aunt Gladys, but this was among the easiest roles to cast.
Yeah, Kobelaski Tires.
Hi, it's me.
Buck, can't you ever take a hint?
Cregger met Madigan for the first time over lunch. On his way to the meeting, Cregger told himself not to offer her the role up front. Cregger thankfully went against his initial judgment, telling her between breadsticks and the main course, quote, "This part is yours, you can have it." Although much about Gladys remains a mystery, Cregger presented Madigan with two backstories for the character.
Rewatching.
In one, Gladys is an ill woman who turns to dark magic for self-preservation. In the other, she's a creature disguising herself as human. Cregger asked Madigan to choose between these origin stories. She didn't tell him which, however.
Rewatching.
Number 5. Zach Cregger didn't start with an ending. Weapons draws us in with a haunting question, keeping us guessing every step of the way.
The truth is that I want an answer just as bad as all of you.
Just as we didn't know where the story is going, neither did Cregger.
I like to just kind of write and not know anything.
When Cregger began writing, he knew the story would revolve around a classroom of children who ran away in the middle of the night. He had no idea where the kids went, however. Cregger admits that he's written his fair share of scripts that started with a gripping hook, but he couldn't figure out how to stick the landing.
Come on, what am I looking at?
With Weapons, the answer came to him about halfway through writing. Barbarian went through a similar evolution. While Cregger had the setup figured out, it wasn't until later in the creative process that the second act twist materialized.
Is someone staying here at the moment?
I don't think so.
Well, someone's here.
Number 4. Jordan Peele supposedly fired people over it. After the success of Barbarian, studios were eager to pick up Cregger's next project. New Line Cinema and parent company Warner Brothers emerged victorious from the bidding war. Although Netflix offered more money up front, New Line guaranteed a theatrical release. Plus, New Line still made a lucrative offer, entailing a $38 million budget with $10 million going to Cregger. Weapons also caught the eye of Jordan Peele, whose Monkey Paw Productions currently has an exclusive agreement with Universal, which reportedly offered $7 million less than what New Line was willing to pay.
And do you know why?
It wasn't long after this that Peele cut ties with his managers, Peter Principato and Joel Zadak. Principato also manages Cregger, feeding into the rumor that Peele was, quote, pissed about losing to New Line.
I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
Number 3. Tragic inspirations. Weapons explores some disturbing territory, especially considering several real-world inspirations. The distinct way that children run from their houses mimics Phan Thi Kim Phuc, aka the Napalm Girl from the historic photo taken during the Vietnam War.
Matthew, where are you?
Other ideas stemmed from Cregger's experiences. Cregger, whose father died from cirrhosis, knows what it's like to live with a parent who has a substance use disorder. This made the final act, quote, autobiographical, as a foreign entity infects Alex's home, suddenly making him the caregiver to his parents.
That it's much more about my own autobiographical stuff than looking outward. It's a looking inward movie.
The film's genesis also derived from the loss of Cregger's friend Trevor Moore, a fellow Whitest Kids You Know alumnus. While Cregger doesn't view Weapons as a meditation on grief, writing the script was his way of coping.
What do you see that I don't?
Number 2. Gun in the sky meaning, or lack thereof. Weapons leaves several questions up in the air. One quite literally.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom.
During a surreal sequence, Josh Brolin's Archer envisions a giant gun floating above a house. To Cregger, this is one of the most important images in the film. As such, you would think Cregger would have a long-winded explanation about the assault weapon's purpose.
I've never seen anything like that.
Speaking with Variety, though, Cregger revealed that part of what he loves about this scene is that he doesn't understand it himself. While Cregger has a few ideas of what the gun might represent, he doesn't have, quote, the right answer. Cregger seems content letting viewers draw their conclusions. Some might argue the film is a metaphor for gun violence in suburbia, although as we see, firearms aren't the only deadly weapons.
The message is loud and clear. I'm the problem. Got it.
You know what? I think that's the first honest thing I've heard you say.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. It almost had a completely different cast. As well assembled as the cast here is, Cregger originally had several other actors lined up.
I just want to say...
The initial cast included Pedro Pascal as Archer, Renata Reinsve as Justine, Tom Burke as Paul, and Brian Tyree Henry as Marcus. Then the 2023 Hollywood labor disputes hit, shaking up some schedules.
Help me! Please!
By the time the strikes were resolved, Cregger managed to retain a few actors like Austin Abrams and June Diane Raphael. The principal players had to be recast, though, most notably Pascal, who landed the lead in The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Get us out of here, Ben! Hold on!
Ironically, that film also starred Julia Garner, who still found time to substitute Reinsva as Justine. Meanwhile, Josh Brolin took over for Pascal, Alden Ehrenreich replaced Burke, and Benedict Wong filled in for Henry. Do you have any interesting facts about weapons? Let us know in the comments.
This is where the story really starts.